All right, here at the Isbell home, just wanted to walk through real quick what we're looking at. So there will be multiple separate quotes for the exterior items that we're looking at. So one will be this main house here. Another will be the sea shed over here as well. And then there's two other outbuildings that we'll look at that are a little bit further down on the property. But start here at the front of the home. So you've got siding, trim, gutters, downspouts, doors, shutters, pretty much anything that can be painted will be repainted to white trim and a charcoal gray for the siding, and then the shutters would be repainted probably a darker tone to contrast with the charcoal. So all that can be figured out at a later date. Just kind of wanted to highlight that. So you've got a kind of a mix on your house. The actual house itself has cedar on the siding, and then on the add-on and garage area you have hardy siding, so it's kind of a combination of those, but just wanted to highlight those because on the cedar board you're going to have to do a little bit more as far as prep goes. So like caulking all of these joints, all these cracks, making sure that those get sealed up so that moisture, especially in areas like that, moisture doesn't penetrate and cause rot on those areas. So on the front door area, again, need to make sure we caulk all of those gaps, make sure everything's all sealed up. On the home, we need to make sure we wash it as well, get kind of that algae growth and all this dirt along the base of the home. We need to get that all washed up and cleaned so that there's a fresh surface for the new paint to go on, and you can kind of see it here as well, pretty substantial on that side. So but the exterior of the home, the front there, walk around to this side. Again, you can kind of see a little bit of that mildew growth on some of the bottom edges of the boards there, and as well just need to make sure we get this caulked really well so that moisture can't penetrate and cause any kind of rot. But this is the side, just siding and trim and some shutters. Again, there's that algae buildup that we want to make sure we get off. And then walk around to the back side of the home. So again, this is still that cedar. You've got areas where you've got a little bit of like bubbling that we'll need to take care of. Just scrape this off. Nothing to be majorly concerned with. We just need to do our due diligence, scrape all that off, and then prime those areas before we paint. So the back there, and then it gets into hardy siding at that corner and along here. So all of this is kind of newer add-on stuff, and it's hardy with trim around the windows. So we'd be doing the trim around the windows. You've got a couple areas of concern as far as wood repair goes. So up here, you've got this board right here to the left side of the window, and then this 1x4 to the left of that board that need to be replaced. I took pictures of those, so I'll put those on the quote, but definitely need to get those replaced. And then it looks like on the opposite side of the dormer too here, you can kind of see that the similar board is sunken in. So these two boards, this one that's underneath the window and then this vertical board, need to be replaced as well. They look like they're sunken in and there's probably some rot going on there. Other areas like this where you just got cracks in the wood, we just need to make sure we seal that up with caulking so that moisture can't get in there. So that's not a board to be concerned with. But definitely those 3 or 4 boards on the dormers, definitely need to make sure that we would replace those before we paint. So then the rest of the back side of the home, more stretch of that hardy board. Just need to make sure we caulk everything really well. You've got some peeling on the hardy board up here, you can see, so we'll need to scrape that, use a masonry primer since it is a composite material. Use a masonry primer to prime that and then paint over top of that. Got some doors here to be painted and then columns on the porch. Got a little area where you've got a hardy board that's kind of come loose. Again, it's not something that's majorly concerning. It's not going to go anywhere, but we just need to make sure we kind of prep it, make sure we seal up that gap. If you did want us to replace it, we certainly could, but I don't know that you necessarily need to go to all those lengths with that board there. You've got caulking. Again, the only other thing I wanted to highlight was this board right here, this cap. It's not soft, but probably want to put like a wood putty or an epoxy in there just to make sure that it doesn't continue to get any worse. So that's it for the back side, and then walk around to this just smaller left side of the home. just got this little stretch of siding, and we would only be doing the garage trim. Everything else looks in good shape on the doors. I think this stuff at the bottom will wash off. If you did want to add the doors, you could do that at no cost. You just need to let us know that. And then need to scrape and prime those peeling areas. So we'll take a look at the shed. Shed's pretty straightforward, in good shape. Obviously, you just need to make sure we get it washed. There are some boards on the shed as well that need to be replaced. Just looking at the wash portion of it, but you've got boards like this that could be replaced. It's a shed, so I don't know that you necessarily want us to do anything, but you could let us know what you want, and we could certainly help you out with that. But I'll price just painting the shed and trying to kind of fill areas where you've got some potential wood damage with like an epoxy or a spray foam. That's probably the better route to go, just because it is a shed. I'm not sure you want to invest the money in making it a more permanent solution, but obviously you let us know and we could price that out for you. So then this back first outbuilding, you've got really just the siding. I would leave the upper flashing alone, since that is it'll be probably white anyways. We can clean up the downspouts and any kind of algae, but we'd really just be looking at the siding. The trim work looks fine. Again, just need to wash it, clean it up, but you're probably just looking at the siding to be repainted. Pretty straightforward, not a lot of prep other than you can see at the bottom portion, it just needs to be washed. Again, backside, no major prep, and just the siding. You could leave the trim alone just because it already is white and that's what you're doing on the house. And then this secondary building back here, the larger outbuilding, same thing. The upper fascia and trim you could probably leave alone. It is a gray, but you've got that white underneath. That's a vinyl, and you can just wash that to clean it up. So you'd probably just be looking at the siding on this building as well. If you wanted to have us paint the trim, we certainly could at no cost. We're just giving you kind of bulk pricing for the buildings themselves. So you could do it, you could paint the trim if you wanted. I wouldn't, just because it is a maintenance-free item right now with the fascia and the soffit. So I would just do the siding at this time. And that's pretty much it. We'll walk around to this last side over here. But I'll itemize everything for you, have it all broken up for you so you can see the cost of all the buildings, all the interior work, cabinets, everything that we talked about. So if you need anything, let me know. I'll get this quote over to you later today, and I'll be happy to help from there. Thank you.